guys, it is time for the 12 Days of Christmas Summit. Here's my part I'm getting ready to share. Hey everyone. Hi. I'm going to refresh my feed here. I've got a couple screens going because Facebook doesn't like to play nice with live feeds anymore. So I am going to see if we have any sound over here. Do we not have sound? Doesn't like to play nice with live feeds anymore. Okay. So I am going to see if we have any sound over here. I guess we do have sound. That was highly unprofessional. Hey guys. Hey, and ho, ho, ho. I guess that's what the beginning of the videos are about, right? Working out those little technical glitches. Anyway, I am so psyched to be here with you guys today. I am grateful for the 12 Days of Christmas Summit that Miss Christina Quick has put on for all of us. I kind of feel like I'm on this groovy holiday cruise, right? She's our cruise director. But seriously, it feels more like a mystery school. It feels like we've all reached some level of initiation when we attend each and every speaker's event, each and every speaker's presentation. So, as I said, before we jump into it all, I'm just doing a little tech check here, seeing who's around. If you guys could give a comment to let me know if there is sound on your end. Yes, no? Let's take a peek. I got to turn mine down. I'm so sorry. Okay. It looks like we have it. As I said, before we jump into it all, I'm just doing a little tech check here, seeing who's around. If you guys could give a comment to let me know if there is sound, Wow. Okay, so if we were getting graded, I feel like I would be not getting the highest grades right now, A through F. But I hope you guys are joining me. We're waiting just a little bit, spending a little time. Let's see here. Ah, someone made some sugar cookies. Oh, it's Christina. Yay! Yay. Anyway, well, thanks for letting me know if you can see or hear me. I hope in this time you've picked up a nice little beverage. It's after 5 p.m. here in the City of Angels. So if you want to hit the holiday mead or the mulled wine, I won't tell a soul. You can even drink your eggnog. But I have a question, seriously. Is eggnog the candy corn of Christmas? Discuss. Let me know. Anyway, so happy holidays. We'll start again, right? Or are they? We're going to look into that, right? We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to share. And I understand if you have to bounce and you can't stay for the whole thing, but come back and watch the replay, right? Because I have a couple of gifts to give you guys. Not one, not two, but there's even a third bonus gift for some of you out there. So full disclosure, right? Come on back. The replays of everybody's talks will be up through December 31st. So there's a wealth of information here. Like I said, this past 12 days or so have been like mystery school for us. I guess we're actually only on day 8, right? Anyhow, but let's get acquainted. I know some of you guys verbally and visually through the internet, through Christina's groups, through this group. I've had the pleasure of getting to know certain people, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, I'm Renee Lynn. I am a manifestor extraordinaire. I love to work with people in spiritual and professional transition, right? What does that mean? I like working with folks who are desperately seeking their unique purpose and passion in life. They're looking for the personal branding stories. They're looking to get over blocks so they can serve others in a high way, figuring out how they want to be seen, how they want to present to the world. Sometimes I do this through helping out with video openers. I help out with logos, illustrations, creative direction, content, all sorts of things. But I also craft this in with my spiritual coaching. Like I said, discovering blocks, discovering obstacles, and helping people pass these blocks, these obstacles, with creative and personally tailored solutions for their issues, right, that are holding them back. So, I've always believed that our name is the first spell cast upon us, okay? My first name is Renee, and etymologically speaking, this literally means reborn, Renee, Renee. Ne is birth or born in French, Renee. So this is the root of the word Renaissance. And quickly aside, we're going to be talking about roots and rooting down today, lots of that. There's a turn of phrase called the Renaissance man, right? And not to be misogynistic or bowing to cultural issues, we have this phrase, the Renaissance man. And this is somebody traditionally who is knowledgeable and educated or proficient in a wide range of fields. Why do I bring this up? Well, I consider myself a Renaissance woman of many modalities. I wear many hats, like this one here, like this one here. This one's good, right, guys? This is a good one. It's kind of wacky, but oh my God, I'm having I've had sound issues. There have been hat issues, but in the Muggle world, I have spent 3 decades as a professional creative in the realm of global branding and entertainment. And, I've done a lot of work for paranormal TV shows like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Brothers, The Dead Files, Portals to Hell. Oh, and CBS's Strange Angel. Now, I manifested that show under very, very magical circumstances. And I got to say, too, that was the first show I've ever worked on. The first production I've ever worked on, you guys, where each and every person on the production was assigned a tarot card from the Crowley deck, nonetheless, right? Anyway, so the comments are finally showing up in my stream. I've been doing little bits of magic here with my hands, and it looks like everybody else is coming in. Hey, 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 hey. I see Christina's here, and it is not allowing me to see everybody's name except for Christina's. So we're learning the limitations of this lovely app. Thank you for the compliment on the chapeau. I like it. I like it. I like it, But yeah, so I work on a lot of creative properties, different shows and whatnot. I also work on ones that are less haunted. I've done plenty of stuff with NBC's Dracula and The Crown and Outlander, such fun shows, Veep and Vice Principals on HBO. I've worked with the Golden Globes. I've worked on video games, which is an amazing, amazing task. But I also do special projects with companies like Target and Airbnb and Old Navy. I've done a lot of work with St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I designed a toy for them that was a charity event with Target. So, I do a lot of these wonderful, wonderful, creative communication solutions for people. And if I can help them, let's see if I can help you today. Let's see if I can get over my own creative communication issues and actually speak to you in a way that's beneficial. Okay. I was just reading some comments there. Okay, so additionally, besides that, I feel like I'm giving you the resume, the rundown, right? I do sound healing and energy healing work with Reiki. I also serve as an end-of-life midwife or a death doula. Now, don't let the blonde visage fool you. In college, there was a whole gothic event that carried through into my post-industrial 20s. But it began with a very Susie Sue Robert Smith looking experiment with the hair. And if you're not a goth person, or you're maybe like in your 20s, you might want to Google, right, if you're not familiar with this. But yeah, I had that whole kind of like underworld fascination and whatnot, and interest in shadow work. This also took me into a deep dive into the realm of psychedelic shamanism and getting very interested in plant medicines, plant magic, and, taking that from the spiritual side, working over into the research side more scientifically with my grad school program. In fact, the late Terence McKenna, who is responsible for the stoned ape theory about language and panspermia, dubbed me the shamanatrix. So it's just like, I bring all this stuff up because I really believe in lineage, and I have had amazing, amazing teachers. I've been so blessed with that. It's another reason why I'm grateful to be in this group, because we've had stellar teachers all week coming on, sharing with us about what they do, and how we can do what they do, right? You know, we can kind of, honor ourselves by copying the methods that they've laid out for us. So, yeah, I got my master's in transpersonal psychology and consciousness studies. And I also have a little web show that I started up recently called the Spirit Phoenix Rising Show. And if you go to my website and check my backstory, you can see so many examples of, flying high, then crashing and burning and having to restructure and get up and fly again. So hence that moniker with my name. But I really do enjoy, my muggle world work. But my real passion, what sets my heart aflame, which gets me all googly and feeling good, is working with folks as a transformational life coach, a spiritual life coach. Using my tarot and my combined divinatory and spiritual and creative skills, and meshing them together to help folks identify where they're blocked, or where their own branding stories are, where their life purpose is, where their magic is, right? Because we all sometimes get lost and need a little guidance on the way. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I got some goth love here, right? Someone else said that they are not a goth, but they do love Susie. Okay. So again, I got to apologize. Everyone else, you guys, I know we're just streaming live through Facebook. I decided to try this new app, and I'm a little undecided on how it works. But anyway, see, these are the things that we have to try in life to see if they work. But yeah, essentially, my magical path started when I was a kid. I kind of felt, looking back, kind of like the kid in Sixth Sense, that I see dead people thing. I grew up in South Central Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania Dutch country, right? And not too far from Gettysburg. So all around me as a child, I would see people in, Confederate uniforms and dress of that era. Sometimes it would be a little bit earlier. Sometimes I'd see things that were more colonial, right? That made sense being in South Central PA, right? And being in the middle of Amish country, Pennsylvania Dutch country, there is a lot of folk magic, like Germanic European folk magic. But the thing is, a lot of the folks don't realize that the little habits that they have, the little seasonal rituals that they have, are actually folk magic, right? But we were a bit verboten to spreek about it, you know what I mean? So, and also on YouTube, if you can, you should check out Mario's Telesummit, where Christina did a marvelous piece about the powwow tradition and powwow doctors and the folk magic they're in. Great stuff, great stuff. Anyway, but rather than digging my hands in the sandbox when I was a kid, I wanted to dig into the magic. I wanted to dig into the mysteries. I wanted to dig into the paranormal and the unexplained, right? I was brought up as a, I guess evangelical Methodist is the full moniker of the type of religious training I had as a kid. The kind of church, it's kind of like in the movie Footloose, where you weren't supposed to dance or have fun. But I was really fascinated by the shamans. I was fascinated by the healers. I was fascinated by things like crystal skulls that I would see on TVs in search of, the emerald tablet, these things that held magic and mystery. These are the things I wanted to know about. I was more interested in that than Barbie and Ken, But I'm droning on and on about pedigrees and opinions here. But, the thing is, whether I'm in my muggle world helping people with creative solutions, or if I'm in the magical world helping people with life coaching, etc., there's one thing that they both have in common. And that is, I help people see what they can't see yet, right? So I was talking to about doing branding for a bunch of these paranormal shows, and I think the reason I'm so attracted to that in my muggle work is it feels a lot like the tarot deck, right? In just an instance, we have to look at an image and receive information. Information that is silently communicated through symbol, allegory, image, right? Our image, our eye magic. We create magic with our eyes with these visuals. So the idea of tarot being a visual, silent communication, that has always attracted me. So today we're going to focus on tarot, we're going to focus on getting grounded, etc. I guess now that we know that the technical issues are all out of the way and we've made our introductions, I can officially welcome you to Unhappy Holidays, which is going down on that probably a little annoying CNN-like ticker down there, activating your chakra tarot connections to stay grounded all season long and beyond. Now, another fun little thing I decided to try was some images that I want to share with you guys. Here we go. We're going to talk about grounding. We're going to talk about
ways to discover the dynamic meanings behind chakras and their deep connection to the tarot. We're going to talk about grounding. I've mentioned it a lot. We're going to talk about what it is, ways to do it, little techniques, right? So, in that, we're going to find keys to awaken our awareness while remaining calm, relaxed, right, during the holidays and beyond. And it's the time for giving, right? So, just for being present, just for watching this, I'm going to give you guys a present. In fact, I have more than a couple of presents to give you just for being here and sharing this time with me today. There's lots of bonuses, all right? So, stay tuned.
So, the holiday season in our Western culture has really, really, really hyped up and glorified how we're supposed to feel and act and do and be at this time, right? The promises and pressures of perfection, right? On Christmas Day or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, solstice, the Yule, whatever you celebrate, right? There seems to be a predetermined set of, you know, goals, like heights we're supposed to reach with our behavior and our experiences. But guys, life ain't the Hallmark Channel, is it? Right? My UPS guy doesn't look like Mario Lopez. I'm not going to move back home to marry the town vet because that would be polygamy because I'm already married. But, I keep reiterating this idea that we're not all having the same season. Some of us have lost loved ones. Yesterday, for example, was a anniversary of the death of a good friend of mine, an accidental death. And at the same time, right now, I'm in the middle of planning a memorial at the end of the month for a friend of mine, who, by the way, would die if she saw me in frame right now because I'm appearing without lashes or eyeliner. Okay, she was my glamazon buddy. But yeah, some of us have lost loved ones, and we're reminded of that at this time of the year. I know that's come up in a few other talks. I think that was Sarah chatting about that. And sorry for your loss, sweetie. Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us would like to lose some loved ones from the dinner table and the gatherings. I'm not saying you should hurt anyone or put a hit on them. Maybe, we have a lot of witches here that can put a cloaking spell on them, make them invisible. But, yeah, there's a lot of stress. We're also dealing with a pandemic. Travel was banned. I hope Santa's not being banned. But we're a diverse group with a lot of experiences at this time of year. We're a diverse group with a lot of different traditions at this time of year. So we may not all agree on what those perfect traditions are, right? Oh, it says you guys have lost sound. Have you lost sound?
Oh my God, seriously?
Ah, it's back. Okay. All right. You know what? I feel like before we put this out on YouTube, I'm going to have to go in there with my editing tools and trim this off all. But anyway, I was just saying that we're not all having the same season. Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us have lost, people in our lives, right? And it's a painful time of year. Other people suffer depression from the pressure of how we are expected to behave in our clans, in our culture, etc. And with the pandemic, all of this is being challenged. This is shifting around, right? So no matter how we look at it, though, I think we can all agree on one thing, and that is that the world around us revolves on one thing. Chris Hemsworth. No, the world around us revolves around one thing, and that is energy, right? Everything is energy. Our thoughts, our emotions, the way we feel, our bodies, nature, forests, oceans, our planet revolving around the energy of the sun, that big energy, all of it. And all of this energy is vibrating at a certain frequency. Our hearts, right, are like this electronic organ that emanates, pulses from moment to moment. We have emotions like joy and compassion. These are energies that vibrate at a very high level. These are our high vibe emotions. Many people are feeling sadness, jealousy, anger, frustration, self doubt. These are lower frequency, lower vibrations, and they are the ones that are so depleting, right? Super, so depleting. You know, we have high energy, we have low energy. This high vibe versus low vibe, this sense of polarity, this sense of north polarity. All right, I know you guys are realizing I'm a punster, but all of this energy around us creates a magnetic field. And when we are feeling low vibe, how do we return to that high vibe energy? How do we get back into being those badass magnets we're designed to be, attracting the experiences we want, attracting the people we want, attracting the feelings and outcomes that we desire? Well, it's by grounding. By grounding. Let's see. Now people saying they can hear again, just making sure. So grounding, what we're talking about here, we're not talking about like getting grounded in high school because you didn't do your chores, right? You couldn't go out on a Friday night, right? We're talking about how we need to feel centered, safe. When we feel personally challenged on multiple fronts, when we have fear over finances, future decisions, work, housing, home, food, water, resources, security in general, we feel ungrounded. And when these temporal material situations shift or change or fall apart, right? When all of that happens, we don't feel safe. We don't feel secure. We have classic symptoms of root chakra issues, right? So before we take a deep dive into the root chakra, I want to talk a little bit here about tarot and chakras. Many of us are magical people on this feed, and many of us know that the tarot is a visual system, an old system that brings us information through messaging and metaphor and symbol. And it was painted, the tarot was illustrated, I should say, by a female initiate of the Golden Dawn named Pixie Smith. Now, Pixie was an amazing illustrator, but her name wasn't even published on the box, right? It was the Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm hopping back on here to see if I can see any information there. Okay. So yeah, we have this chakra system that is old. It is first mentioned in the Vedas. The Vedas are a Hindu religious set of writings that, well, the word Veda means knowledge. You know, I like my words, my etymology. The Rig Veda was written around 1800 to 1100 BC, and the information was passed orally before that. There is another bit of writing that suggests that some of the Vedas were actually written 8,000 years ago, you know, with this information in it. So I want to show you another little slide here to help you guys out. Let me get to that. Boop, 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 boop. Let's bring this up. Let's take a look. We'll bring the chakras up for you guys when we talk about this. All right.
Okay, so chakras. Chakras are energy centers within our body. The word chakra means wheel or disc. Think of the chakras as spinning vortexes of energy. Now, this Sanskrit word chakra has multiple meanings. It can be used to denote a wheel, like in a carriage, right? Um, a potter's wheel, a disc-shaped sharp weapon, a circle, a ring, the shape of the sun, the shape of the moon. It's also used in the Sanskrit language as the realm of an emperor. That's the Chakravarti. It can be a province, a district. It can even be used to describe a whirlpool or a whirlwind. Um, and it's pronounced actually, I believe, chakra rather than chakra, but we change things around when we move into the realm of English. But in the ritual and spiritual traditions of Hinduism, chakra is used to denote any phenomenon that has a cyclical or circular motion or aspect to it, right? It can be used to describe the wheel of time, as in the Kala chakra, the wheel of Dharma, Dharma chakra, the wheel of life, the Jivani chakra, and the wheel of creation. These things are all cyclical in nature. And in the Upanishads, Brahman himself is described as a wheel because he is the source and order of regularity and rhythm.
So, in Western culture, in Western society, we see this stuff in the realm of the 7 colors of the rainbow. That's how the chakras are denoted, with different colors from red to orange to yellow to blue, moving on up the rainbow. We see the theosophists who talk about the 7 evolutionary races and the 7 cosmic rays of creation. We see the 7 sacraments in Christianity, the 7 days of creations there too, 7 angels, 7 virtues, 7 deadly sins. And I believe Caroline Mize in her writing had also connected the 7 Christian sacraments to the chakras. So we've got 7 magic everywhere. 7, 7, 7. It feels like we're going back to that Crowley deck that we referenced at the beginning of this talk. Now, most people know of the 7 chakras, right? But in fact, there are 114 chakras in the body. The human body is this complex energy form. In addition to these 114 chakras, there are actually 72,000 nadis or energy channels, which vital energy or prana moves along. So, as we mentioned before, everything's composed of energy. Everything, every object emanates with movement and vibration. And these 7 chakras move along our spine, starting at the base and moving up to the crown of the head. So these ancients, they knew a thing or two, right? They totally knew a thing or two. Science actually has backed up this idea with something called the vagus nerve, right? Vagus nerve. What happens in the vagus nerve stays in the vagus, right? This particular nerve starts in the medulla oblongata and connects through the brain and the body through different systems, right? It's known as the wanderer. So starting in the medulla oblongata, which controls automatic functioning like breathing and digestion and heart rate, it branches up and goes through the jaw, following the digestive tract, branching off at the lungs, through the heart, and continuing down through the esophagus, stomach, the liver, the kidneys, and the intestines. So this nerve is called the wanderer. That sounds an awful lot like the fool or the dreamer in the tarot deck, right? Here we've got the fool, the dreamer, who walks through the major arcana, visiting different characters, learning about different systems of thought, of behavior. And in the chakra system, we move through the chakra system biologically, metaphorically, metaphysically, spiritually, think about the first 10 years of life, right? We're learning about survival, just like the message of the root chakra, about feeling secure, surviving. As we move up to the sacrum, right? We might put that with the ages of 10 to 20, right? The second decade of life. We start to become more sexually active. The third decade, going from the 20s to the 30s, the solar plexus, which is about taking action. This particular chakra, um, you know, it feels to be challenged by the actual pandemic itself. The solar plexus, corona, right? You know, this idea of action being slowed down. There's a lot happening outwardly in the big world that seems to be reflecting inwardly with our bodies and with our chakras. But we could arguably take each and every chakra and attach a decade to it, a decade of development. So um, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to wait till you're in your 70s and 80s to become enlightened. You can speed up your transition through the chakras by, using certain exercises and practices and remaining grounded, right? So I realize there's so much to cover, but today, like I said, I really wanted to focus on the root chakra and its relationship to the tarot. Now, the tarot has four suits, and can you guys guess which one resonates with the root? Which one is that? The pentacles. Yes, that earthy suit, the pentacles, the pentacles. In the major arcana, um, there are a couple cards that seem to really resonate with the earth, with the ground, right? And that would be the devil, the world, the tower. Um, these things all have to do with our ideas of feeling, like safe and learning our lessons, and being challenged along the way, working on attachments. So, in a little bit, I'm going to share a tarot spread that features some of these ideas that you can practice at home. And if you don't have a deck, don't worry, that's okay. I have other great ideas for you to try. You can always connect with me about pulling a spread for you. Um, if you already work with the chakras in your tradition, in your practice, you know that this energy system in the body, we emanate this energy through the root at the base of our spine. So I wanted to share another little slide with you guys, if I may. Here we go. Let's take a look at the root chakra together.
Okay, Muladhara, the root chakra, right? Let's look at this Sanskrit name. Muladhara. It means root support. This represents our foundation, our feeling of being grounded, our root support system, right? This is the part of ourselves that, attracts the money, the success, the love that surrounds us. The key to attracting more abundance is located in the root chakra. When we don't feel supported, when we don't feel secure, when we feel threatened, it pulls us out of our center, out of our alignment. It essentially ungrounds us. So, if we're feeling out of control, if we feel that we don't have a root or a foundation beneath our feet, what can we do to become more grounded again, to become more centered again? What's the connection? What are the techniques?
About grounding or earthing yourself. Sometimes it's called earthing. This is a way to build a relationship with the earth and get rooted and rebalanced, okay? Grounding means to make a conscious connection with yourself and the source of your life force energy. We're talking so much about energy, right? Well, think about it in an electrical sense. Think about electrical energy, right? When we're shopping for extension cords, right? We want ones that are grounded, right? So think about grounding in its electrical connotation for a bit, as we are literally plugging ourselves into the earth when we ground. I just had my buzzy kitchen lights repaired, right? They weren't grounded properly. So grounding gives electricity an effective and safe way to return to the ground via our electrical panels, right? Grounding wires give appliances and electrical devices a safe way to discharge excess energy, excess electricity. An electrical circuit relies on both positive and negative electricity, right? And in our life, we are constantly dealing with positive and negative energy. We are dealing with positive and negative electrical energy. Let's take a look over here for a minute, guys. So,
If we were to take a cross section into our leg here, right, and look at the sciatic nerve, which is traveling from the sacral down through the root, down through the legs, we are looking at the largest peripheral nerve in the body. And this functions as a route, route, like a path, for the nervous system. But it kind of looks like a root, root, of a tree reaching down into the ground. Our legs touch the ground beneath us, and they connect our nervous system to the earth, right? So we've got this sense of gravity, this underlying force of the earth that's constantly pulling us down, constantly connecting us to the planet. It roots our material existence. Hey, did you guys know that there was an electrostatic field that surrounds the Earth with a resonant frequency of about 7.5 cycles a second? And our bodies also have a natural frequency that resonates with the Earth's ionosphere. So, could a grounding connection that's beneficial to us really exist right beneath our feet? Well, yes. Yes, it does. There's a study that showed when the body is grounded, its electrical potential becomes equalized with the Earth's electrical potential through a transfer of electrons from the Earth to the body. That is fascinating. The whole
idea that, I mean, take a look at that. I mean, it really, really looks like we're looking at the root of a tree, right? A system going in the ground. And I love when the trees leaves fall off. I often think, like not unlike an iceberg, that so much of the information is hidden, right? Um, the tree root system looks so much like the spread of the branches above the ground, underneath the ground. I'm fascinated by that, you know. But earthing, right? This idea of earthing or grounding ourselves. Research and observations and theories raise this intriguing possibility that the Earth's surface electrons are this untapped resource, right? Kind of like think of like if you're a practitioner, you do body work, that the Earth is kind of like our global treatment table. Emerging evidence shows that the Earth is a conductive system, and being grounded to it, it's a simple, natural way to wellness, right? It's effective. They're finding it's really effective against chronic stress, ANS dysfunction. It helps us with inflammation. It helps us improve our sleep patterns, getting rid of poor sleep. It helps working with pain management and other, health disorders like cardiovascular disease, right? So there's a lot of data done to date that supports the concept that earthing and grounding the human body is an essential element to your health, guys. I mean, this is essential as, clean air, sunshine, nutritious food, physical activity, right? So, how can we awaken our awareness while remaining relaxed through the holidays? What can we do? What can we do? What are some simple exercises? Well, we're talking about connecting tarot and the chakras, right? So let's take a look over here. Right?
So here is a very simple spread that I like to do when I'm thinking about grounding and rooting down. I separate out 3 cards from the major arcana. We take the Devil, we take the Tower, and we take the World card. And they will be separated out and being used for the first position of the card. Then we've also separated out from our deck the Pentacles, which represent the Earth element, right? So it's going to be a limited deck spread. So you're going to have your 3 cards, and then you're going to have your pips or your pentacle set, and you're going to do a minor shuffle of your majors and place a card in position 1 for your root archetype to pay attention to. You know, what is representing you right now? What do you need to know right now so you can become more grounded as an archetype. We're going to look at that information. Then in position of card 2, we've got family. What's been downloaded on you? What patterns of beliefs were inherited from your clan, from your family? What could be holding you back there? What can you learn from that? In card number 2, in this position, we're going to be thinking about security, right? We talk so much about how security can be challenged and we feel ungrounded. What do you need to do to feel safe? What do you need to do to feel secure? I was so thrilled that when I did this, the Queen of Pentacles come up because, she's voluntarily isolated in her beautiful garden there, which are abundant results of the seed she's planted. I love the Queen of Pentacles, how she's got this sense of concentration and a sense of knowing about what she can create in this material world. In card 3, you're going to look at your career. How can you be more rooted in your service? What can you do in your job to serve yourself and serve others in a higher way? Let's look at some other ways we can find grounding, other ways that we can earth through other means. We can use our scented candles that smell really earthy or burn incense, things like cypress, cedarwood, patchouli, cloves. There are yoga poses. I'm a yoga teacher. This is another thing that I love to do when I'm feeling out of sorts. I'll stop and do a few asanas. Asana means pose. There's things like tree pose, mountain pose. I love child's pose as well when I need a rest, when I need to fully connect with the ground. These are easily Googleable, or you can always reach out to me if you need a little extra direction on this if you're not a yoga person. Repeating affirmations that are positive, that remind you that you're always safe, that you love your body, that you're financially secure, right? The universe has your back. Your home is safe and secure. I am statements. I am safe. I am financially secure. The great I am. That is connection. That is co-creation. Take a walk, you guys. Take a walk on a beach, a lake, or a mountain. And try to be barefoot if you can. I know for most of us it's winter, but if that's the case and there's snow on the ground, lay down on your back, make some snow angels. It all counts, even if it's cold out.
In addition to that, there are things we can do like the foods that we eat, right? I talk a lot about rooting down today, so I want to focus on root vegetables. Did you guys know that body weight issues are also so closely correlated to the root chakra, right? So I know I was in several situations where I've been dealing with caregiving for elderly relatives. A lot of us end up in caregiver roles, right? Especially as we age. Um, and I had my mother-in-law living with us who was 24/7 an Alzheimer's patient, dementia patient living in the house, which can take a toll on the primary caregivers in the home. So I didn't feel as safe and supported as I could have felt. And I ended up, you know, weighing in at just under 300 pounds. So I didn't feel grounded, I didn't feel supported, and it began to show. But when we feel balanced, when we feel strong, when we feel safe, we feel peaceful, then we're in control. We don't, necessarily have to reach for the comfort food or overdo it on holiday goodies. Although I must admit, I am a sucker for a great holiday cookie and cup of cocoa, preferably with whipped cream and a little bit of sprinkles, you know. But yeah, root vegetables. Gardening is really the number one activity that science is looking at in relating to uh, weight loss and the root chakras. Digging your hands into the earth, like the University of Utah took a look at body mass indexes of female gardeners and male gardeners, and it showed that in each gender, in each category, there was a substantial difference in body weight, in body mass with people who gardened versus people who didn't, right? So, I think, I have it here, like on the women, it showed like a 10-pound difference in the men. it showed about a 16-pound difference. And this was working with, guys who were 5'10" and women who were 5'5". So I just found that to be an interesting thing too, right? So as you can see, I've had my own struggles with the root chakra off and on, and it's a constant sense of rebalancing and work and maintenance, right? So um, if you're not a root vegetable fan, you can also pick foods for yourself that share the color with the root, the red color of the root chakra. Pomegranates. I know they grow off of trees, arguably, yes, but things that grow from roots into the ground and out. If you can get, it's not in season right now for a lot of people, of course. Strawberries, but you know, red foods. Red berries, things like that. These are the kinds of things that we can do to help ground ourselves this season. We have, grounding mats, which are available. They're for sale all over Amazon. There's these little mats that emit an electrical charge, etc., that help you feel grounded. As I said, you can get outside and get barefoot. You can make angels, snow angels, if it's snowy and cold where you are. You can work with different crystals and whatnot and minerals. I'm a big fan of obsidian, so much so that I like to take it in a little tincture. This is one of my favorite ones. This one's called Ghosts. It's got obsidian, hemlock, smoky quartz, sacred datura with a rose and honey infused brandy. This is a good one, real good one. I also offer a guided meditation every Wednesday night that's very grounding. It's a practice called Yoga Nidra, which is the yoga for sleep. You don't have to do anything. There's no positions. You just lie down, close your eyes, and follow the guided meditation. You follow the sound of my voice. So that's every Wednesday night, and that's free. But speaking of free, you guys, I said if you stuck around, there'd be some gifts, right? So I have put together this little ebook that I want to share with you on discovering your life purpose.
Just a little close up here for a closer look. This book can help you clear confusion.
If you're confused about how should I be serving, what should I be doing, this book helps you unlock your consciousness in the realm of getting clear on what drives you, okay? Getting clear
On unlocking your consciousness, seeing what really drives you, who you are, who you're meant to be. I've got lots of little spirit hacks in here, life hacks, to discover your personal path. And I've got spirit recipes for mindfulness to help you overcome these limiting beliefs that hold you back from playing your bigger game.
I have an extra gift that I promised you. I mentioned earlier that I'm an illustrator and an artist, and I also do a lot of, fashion work here and there. I used to do a lot of work with BB and a few other lines, but I put together this T-shirt a few months ago, and I've got several left, right? And let me share it with you now. I think you guys think this is kind of cute.
How adorable is this little black kitty blessing a crystal? It says, "To be fair, the moon was out and I was left unsupervised." Hey, when it's a moonlit night, I know all of us magic people, we can get a little kooky and crazy. But I have this available in size small, Pixie size, through 3XL, which I like to call my goddess size, right? So I've got a fit to fit everybody. So I'm going to have a drawing for everyone who signs up, and I'll have a drawing on January 1st. So you can enter through December 1st simply by signing up. All you have to do is go to the links that are posted with the lectures here on the 12 Days Summit on my link page, and you sign up, and I'll enter you in the drawing. I think these are adorable. You really need one. They're also available in my Etsy shop. Okay.
Can hop on again and give you a synopsis on another part thing too. Oh, that's such a shame. It really is. It really is. Anyway, I did some run throughs and everything worked fine, but sometimes, guys, sometimes tech fails us. But yeah, um, maybe what I can do too is put a synopsis of this on my YouTube channel, right? So, yeah, I've got this great little shirt I'd like to give people in a drawing. If you follow the link that I'm going to paste in the comments. And we'll have a drawing on the 1st, and I'll send somebody a lovely t-shirt. Like I said, I have them in size small through goddess sizes, so Pixie through goddess. Um, and I would also like to share with you that, we talked about how energy brings us down at this time of year, some of us. And some of us need to put up boundaries, right? Some people need to work on not being self saboteurs. Some of us are just plain exhausted. So, if you'd like to talk more about it, if you'd like to maybe chat about it, I'd love to do that with you. For a limited time, I am putting together a little special for you guys on a 30-minute chakra energy archetype session, right? For the participants of the summit. I said we all have these 7 chakras when in reality we have 114. But to keep it simple, in the session we're going to be concentrating on the 7. Sometimes, one of these chakras, as I said, can be out of balance or blocked due to environmental issues, habits, traumas. It keeps us from our superhero power, right? Right? Might get stuck in our origin tale, keeping us from our bliss. If your self-esteem is feeling out of whack, we can work together. If you're feeling tired and scared of your own success, we can explore that and work together. If you're having a hard time connecting with others, right, or with yourself, we can talk about that. If you just want to figure out how to stay grounded because half of this audio cut out, apparently I'm being told, we can work together. I actually should say we can play together, right? So, this would be taking place over Zoom or Facebook Messenger, whatever works. I'm flexible. Remember, I do the yoga. Um, but we'll come up with a personal chakra action plan that will be the key to helping you get to where you really want to be with your spiritual practice, your professional practice. And by taking a good look at what might be blocking your personal, professional, and spiritual progress, I want to help you get back into balance and find your flow again and supercharge your energy so you can be a more effective person. I have 7 slots available because I'm getting really busy again with production in the spring. Um, normally I price a package like this at $333, but for the folks who are here in the summit, I'm pricing it for $222. And to share my gratitude, I'm also a certified angel tarot reader. I took Bradley Valentine's certification course. So I'd also like to share a special angel message just for you. So I'm really grateful that we had this time to talk. I'd like to see if there are any questions or comments. So I'm going to pop back over here if I can help anybody out with questions. Let's see here. Let's see. It takes a little bit of time for these things to show up, don't they? Well, maybe due to the technical difficulties that I suffered during this, if you want to message me personally and ask me some questions, that'd be great. Like I said, I've got this great ebook for you that I'm going to paste into the comments. Let me grab that for you and put that in there. And I am so grateful you guys let me stretch my legs with this new fangled app that was supposed to show my lovely slides, but apparently there was no volume during that time. That's not so great. Anyway, I just put in the comments, I pasted in a little page you can go to for more information because this was a lot to absorb in a short period of time, Anyway, thanks so much for your patience and your kindness. I feel like even the technical difficulties in this presentation are sort of, I don't know, pointing back and indicative to the problems with not being rooted, right? Right? We want to ascend now. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I'm so super grateful. Oh, thank you guys for your thank yous. Christina says that I was speaking to you telepathically. God, you're all psychics. You should know what the heck I'm talking about, right? But I think too, I'd like to send you guys as a fourth bonus gift. I would like to send you guys one of my favorite root vegetable recipes. It's got fennel in it. It makes the house smell so good. And you know what? If you're not into root vegetables, just stick a clove of garlic in the oven this time of year. Oh my gosh, let it roast. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper. Yum. Anyway, speaking of food, I think I need to go make some dinner, right? It's getting late for me here. I'm sure it's late for you guys. Um, yes, Marissa asked if I find eating root vegetables to be more grounding than eating red colored food. Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of the red colored foods actually do resonate more with some of the other chakras. But it's, you know, for newbies, I think it's a great little intro. But yeah, I'm all about the root vegetables, everything that's, you know, growing right beneath the ground or just right above the ground, right? You know, this time of year, what's in season in the winter, at least in our hemisphere, right? We have some friends from Oz who are, you know, in a different season altogether, right? It's getting really warm down there while it's getting cold for us. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much, and thank you for your patience. As I said, if you have any questions for when things cut out, please feel free to message me, inbox me, shoot me a note. I'm accessible, and I'm here for you. All right. Happy holidays. Take care, and thank you for everything. All right. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and have a cool Yule. Take care.